caught my first salmon in the mouth of Big River in 1971, and it was about a 20-pound fish, and I had a Volkswagen Bug at the time. I was so excited about landing the salmon that I threw the fish into the floorboard of my Volkswagen, and I drove straight to Fort Bragg to show my dad. And I said, "Dad, come see what I have in my car." And I opened the door, and he said, "Holy smokes, where did that come from?"
I do remember the first time I caught a salmon, I felt like king of the world. I felt like an old man in the sea.
It's always a thrill, and then when you see a big one in the water, your adrenaline starts to run, because it's a challenge between you and the fish to see who's going to win.
I don't know if we'd be here again next year if we didn't have a salmon season. It's so much different than it has been the last 3 years. It's been tough to keep things on the shelf this year. There's been such a big demand from both the sports and the commercial fishery. As you can see, I've got a lot of empty spots on my wall that were full at the beginning of the season, and I've been able to replenish these many, many times. My tackle business in here, at least four times as much as we've done for the last 4 years in just this summer.
Oh, it's huge. I mean, just the recreational fishing brings a lot of people in the town, motels, restaurants, the charter boats.
With the salmon return, the people come, the people stay in the inns, they buy the gas, they have their boats repaired at my friend's repair shop.
This restaurant here we're in this afternoon, they're serving us hot dogs, and that was because of salmon. We wouldn't be in Fort Bragg. The fuel truck that we got fuel yesterday, the gear store this morning, CVS pharmacy down the street. You know, we're here because of the salmon.
When the salmon are in and we can actually fish them, we do a pretty good little business, actually. But having a good salmon season for us would be the customers, the town in general, because this town doesn't have any economy. If it isn't for fishing, we're dead in the water.
When there's no salmon season, we don't have as many tourists in town. We don't have business.
Remember that one where you catch it at certain points and you get more points on the tail? No. Where did we play that somewhere? Somebody had it.
My husband offloads salmon. Luckily, that's not his main thing to unload salmon. If it were, then we wouldn't be in business.
All the restaurants and stores here, I mean, they just wait for local fresh salmon, put it on their menu, and just sell it like crazy.
The salmon fishing is to this economy is very important. It's crucial to the survival of small towns like this who either depend on the salmon fishermen's income or the tourism that it brings to our area. I'm seeing a lot of fishermen again, thank you.
The fleet's coming in now, as you can see, and they're going to be jockeying around to deliver. We're waiting for some boats here ourselves. It's good to see that kind of activity in the river again. That's hard to deny.
A lot of work just to get ready. I'm out of shape.
The bucket weighs 125 pounds, so what we do is we zero it, so now when the fish go in there, we have just the net weight. Both were just talking about that. This is the kind of thing that breathes lifeblood into a community. You hear people talking about the world's fisheries are being depleted, but that's hard to compare. You can't compare the rest of the world to what we do in this country here. Our fisheries on all levels are highly managed, and salmon's been managed for decades now, basically on a return basis. If the fish aren't there, fishermen don't go fishing until the fish are there.
You know, every year is a little bit different. I mean, we've seen years where there's a lot of small fish, and we've seen years where there's a lot of large fish like this year. The ocean is so healthy, and there's so much krill and bait, and they are really red this year. I've never seen the meat so red.
They all have tails and they swim and they move. People worry about lines in the ocean and managing fish here and fish there, but probably fish aren't a lot different than people. Want to go where it's good, not where it's bad.
It's still the same hunt. I mean, yeah, they have technology, they have fathom meters, but you still don't see them. You have to look for the dirty water. And there's a lot of times that, you know, you're fishing, you don't think you're going to catch anything, and all of a sudden, you got one on every hook.
There's the first fish of the day. The skunk is off the deck. Thank God! Good job, Bug!
The technology, you know, the hydraulics are better and the boats are better. So they could get to the fish when someone is catching them, they could get there faster. It's a lot different than your vegetables and other commodities that they grow. I mean, you know, you get that all year round, but you only get king salmon from California 5 months a year.
I don't know how long we'll have wild salmon, you know, with the politics of the water and everything that's going on. Just make a living on salmon. Probably 1% of the guys do.
It's still a tough living. It's you know, it's feast or famine. You know, it's an unpredictable kind of life. It's still are your own boss. You can still work at the pace you want to work. When you're catching fish, it's exhilarating. A lot of times the fish wins. Sometimes it's, you know, fisherman 1, fish 2. You know, the score goes back and forth.
I am an ancient fisherman. I've been fishing since I was 19 years old. It's raised my family, raised my kids, paid my house payments.